Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. This is one of these Vileda window cleaner things. I don't know what they're called. I'll put it on the title of the video so you can see exactly what it is. Taking it apart, this has not been used in probably just over 12 months, and it was brand new. It's only been used once. What's happened is the battery's discharged, you know, when it's been left off, and it's dropped down to about 0.47 volts. And when you plug the power connector in here, the LED just flashes red, you know, like pulsing about once every second, or twice every second, something like that, perhaps 1.5 times a second. Just keeps pulsing for maybe, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds, and then it just goes off. Can't get it to charge. So I've taken it to pieces, measured it, 0.47 volts. I thought, what I'm going to do is I've connected this up to my power supply, set it for 2 volts, and it's a 1 amp power supply that. Just powered it just for literally 30 to 60 seconds, disconnected the terminals, you know, made sure it's not getting warm, because these things can explode, lithium-ion batteries. You've got to be really careful with them. But just literally give it a tiny little boost there. As you can see on the meter, it's holding about 1.26 volts just from 30 seconds, and it wasn't getting warm at all. That's important to note. And if I connect this up now, oh, it's doing it again. It's dropped a bit. It's too low. Now, this is giving me a way to re-show you. Just give me a sec. Let me just switch the power supply back on. So as you can see, it's at 2 volts there now on the power supply. Power supply is just giving it a tiny trickle charge. It's not even warm at all, that. But that should be long enough. Switch that off. I'll connect the power supply back up, the charger. So here we go, plug the charger back in. You see, we've got a steady red light there. So that little boost was all it needed. That was sufficient. And as you can see, on the battery itself, it's going up, it's charging. It's still connected to there, but this is not powered up. It's just an easy way to measure the voltages on here without using alligator clips. But as you can see, the voltage is gradually rising. So I'll leave that for a few hours now, charge up. Pain in the arse, these things, you know, let's say it's badly designed, really, I think. I mean, that might be a safety feature, you know, when these things fail over time, ultimately that's what's going to happen. It's going to go right, you know, down to very low voltage, and at that point it might be dangerous to recharge it. But I'm pretty sure that that's going to be all right. It's a bit like the problem you get with the Xbox 360 controllers, and the problem might extend to some of the other systems like PS3, PS4, I'm not sure. But on the Xbox 360, if you've got one, you'll have come across it yourself, where you don't use your controller for, I don't know, a month or two, and you know, it wasn't very charged up when you left it last, it goes flat, and this same thing happens. You can't get the thing to charge at all. Slightly different on the Xbox 360, because what you've got to do is short 2 pins on there, and then it allows you to charge it. It's a bit weird. I've never really understood why you need to do that on there. It's like there's a little MCU or something on board, and I don't know, a capacitor that holds charge and works out when it was last charged, and if that goes tits up, you need to reset it. It's something along those lines. But anyway, in this case, like I say, it just needed that little boost there. Nothing more than 20 or 30 seconds, and it probably would be dangerous actually to leave a few volts, you know, that's of unregulated current, you know, because that's what this power supply is going to be providing, up to 1 amp. You know, I mean, it's probably safe, I would think, but if the battery was on its last legs, you could induce a fire or something like that. I don't know. Could be talking crap. I'm not an expert on lithium-ion batteries. I just know that they can explode pretty damn easily. So I'll report back once that's charged, and I'll perhaps show you it working. So I left it charging for about 4 minutes actually in an exposed state, and just monitored the voltage, watched it go up to about 2.6, 2.7 volts, and it was still gradually climbing as it was just getting that initial charge there. So after about 4 minutes in total of it being charged, I thought I'll reassemble it and leave it charged, you know, in an assembled state, and that seems to be working okay. Whilst I was trying to reassemble it, I accidentally clicked the button there. You can't do it while it's on, but it wasn't charging at that point. You know, I was just reassembling it as quick as I could to get it back on charge, and I hit the button and it came on. So, you know, I was a bit lucky that I didn't leave it going for a minute or two, because that would have drained it completely again, and then would have had to use the, you know, my power supply there to boost it again. But yeah, after reassembling, plugged it in, and let's say it's charging. So we'll leave that for about 6 hours, and I'll report back in a second. So it took a good 4 hours to charge actually. It didn't take the 6 hours that it said in the instructions, but I've pressed the button now. Here it works. So if I put my hand underneath, I can feel suction. So yeah, that's working fine. It just needed that little boost there to get it off the 0 volt mark. Anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.